Hello everyone, Nika here with your daily neuro nuggets. I apologize for the very different angle today, but it is a very busy rush day. Water, hydrate, go. By the way, you want to watch the video through the end. I know this is a different style of video, but you want to watch everything. You want to learn everything I'm going to be talking about because it all is important. And if you don't like how fast or slow I talk, you can go to the settings, little gear, top right, change the speed, 1, 1.5, 2. Normally, I like to listen to videos to 2 because you get them over twice as fast and take away the same information. So for those of you who want to get me to talk faster, you can do that. Stay through to the end of this video, please. You need to hear everything I'm going to say. And of course, I'm going to be first talking about Mr. Brian Kohberger, because I told you guys from the very beginning, this story is shifting. It is falling apart. It was just a matter of time. And when things shift so drastically and they deviate so much so from the PCA, then we need to open our eyes and start really questioning everything in this case. Why? Because the life of a man is on the line and he could potentially be innocent. And even people who did not think he was innocent after last hearing, well, a lot of people who were on the other team potentially are now starting to question this as well. Very eye-opening. So why is this happening? Because first they told us BK is an incel stalker who supposedly preyed and stalked the girls. And if he actually had done this, why would he do it on the worst night ever when everybody was home and there was potentially random people there? Because we know it was football night when the crime took place, meaning that people that lived in the home, people that lived outside the home, everybody was going to be there partying. So why would you pray and stalk and do all of this work to just bust in on the busiest evening? Does that make any sense? No, of course not. And we know at the last hearing, Billy Thompson opened his loud mouth and said that he was not following them on social media. He was not stalking. So is there even a connection? I have yet to see a connection. The only connection, the only stalking, and by the way, let me know if that counts as stalking, is when Moscow PD visited 1122 King Road 12 times in 3 months. Do the math. That is 4 times a month. That is once per week. Would that classify as stalking? Let me know down in the comments. And again, the story is shifting. Now people are rabidly defending Dylan because things are not looking so hot for her now, right? If there's no connection, so what's the deal if there's no connection? People are now starting to say Dylan was asleep when the whole thing took place, but the PCA said lies. She was awake and she heard noises on 3 separate occasions, people. So was this an isolated attack, a crime of passion like they told us in the beginning, and now it's shifting to a random stranger that didn't know them at all? Question everything. I also want to talk about a new chemical called Apeel. It is by Bill Gates. Yes, watch this. It matters. Your health matters. Your children, grandchildren, your dogs, cats. Health matters. Bill Gates created this chemical. It is called Apeel, supposedly safe. Do we know if it's safe? I don't know. Why? Because it's a new chemical. There have been no long-term studies, right? Because how could there be? Because it's a new chemical. And when I looked up this chemical that is sprayed on produce, all produce, organic and non-organic, so you won't know if it's on your food or not. It says 99.9% other ingredients. So why is Bill Gates not being transparent? And the 0.1% that is listed is an emulsifier. And even if there were long-term studies, I just want to remind you of another 3-letter agency called the FDA who liked to say that talc was safe, that trans fats were safe, that cigarettes were safe. And look at all the lawsuits now, right? Endometrial cancers everywhere because of the talc that was safe. So keep that in mind. By the way, supposedly there's also polyethanol glycol in this. Is this not the same chemical that is in antifreeze? Well, you let me know down in the comments below. We have also not been told if this is a fungicide or a coating. What is it? Either way, there could be potential long-term effects. So it just sounds like They created a chemical to make produce last twice as long, meaning what? Meaning companies don't care about your health because they don't have to follow a moral code. Their only goal and purpose of companies is to make money. And this chemical does just that because it makes produce last twice as long, meaning they don't have to buy new produce every time it goes bad because it'll last twice as long. Kind of like the 30-year-old Twinkie, is that what it is? Now, what I'm about to say, this is why it matters, okay? How in the world does this three-letter agency, the FDA, allow 99.9% of the contents to be listed as other ingredients? People, wake up. You are being experimented on. Do you really want to take a toxic, potentially lethal chemical on your fruits that you're giving little babies potentially? I know I don't. And I know that when I bought some oranges last time that were organic, well, they left a very sparkly residue on my hands that were very difficult to wash off. By the way, this chemical does enter the produce. So don't think, well, you can just peel the orange. It enters. Fruits have pores. Vegetables have pores. Meaning what? Meaning you are taking this, right? As if we did not have enough lead and cadmium in our water and air and environment already. So do we need to sue the FDA for not doing their job properly? Maybe. And I also said, I've actually been saying this since last year, 2024 is the year of truth. It is the year of exposing people. And I hope it's not just exposing people, but actually holding people accountable. Because why would we expose them if we're not going to hold them accountable? Right? It's great to expose them, but it also requires followed up action. Hold them accountable. And I want to talk about P. Diddy because he's been plastered all over the media. Victims are coming forward and they're suing for past behaviors. There are people like Lil Rod, I think 2 lawsuits from crimes around 2022, 2023. Now, how much was P. Diddy recording at these Hollywood parties? What was actually going on at these parties? Because these secret tapes of Usher and Justin Bieber supposedly show what Hollywood elites are known to do, which is taking advantage of people for their own personal gains. So will the feds be exposing Hollywood elites who exploit upcoming musicians under the pretense of mentorship? I want to know how many of you watched the short clips of the interactions of P. Diddy with Justin Bieber. It is my opinion that they were extremely creepy. We see a lot, right? We see Diddy and Justin. Justin stays over at Diddy's house for 48 hours, supposedly to learn about the music industry. First of all, what type of adult keeps a 14-year-old for 48 hours? Even he's like infatuated with you because you're his music crush. 48 hours, really? And even more chilling was when P. Diddy says that they were not going to disclose what took place in the house. I'm sorry, but if I were a parent of Justin Bieber, I'd be like, I'm sorry, you are not. I need to know everything that is going on, and you are not staying with a random stranger, man. I don't care how rich he is. I don't care how popular he is. Still a random man. So yes, we should point the finger at Diddy, but are these parents psychopathic? Are they narcissistic? What is wrong with them? These are creepy interactions. I mean, we also see P. Diddy promising 14-year-old Justin Bieber a car when he turns 16 in that clip. And sure enough, he got a white Lamborghini. He also promised him a mansion at 18. So very strange. So please, if you are a parent or aunt, uncle, grandfather, be wary of adults that take interest in your kids. Which is crazy because I never thought I would have to actually say that out loud. Like, I thought that was common sense, but apparently it's not. Now we have a whole generation potentially of traumatized Hollywood people who have made it to the top, and per the stories of these people coming out, the victims, well, it's not the way to get to the top that most of us would want to use, especially if we are 14 and being taken advantage of. So yes, expose these people. This is the year of truth, but also hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. Just like we will hold Moscow PD accountable. Just like we should hold our court systems accountable. Just like we will hold the feds accountable. And hopefully the FDA. By the way, don't purchase produce from the grocery store if you have a local farmer's market. That's one of the ways to do it. Of course, you can try to grow your own food. You can try to grow your own tea. And don't let people brainwash you and twist their narrative last minute. And don't let them pretend that that's what they were telling you all along. Because we know in the case of BK, Mr. Brian Kohberger, again, the story has shifted dramatically. It's done a 180. And it's going to continue to change, because when there are truths being suppressed, the truth will always come out. It's just a matter of time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about Gates. Let me know what you think about Apeel. Let me know what you think about Kohberger, P. Diddy, Justin Bieber, Usher, Jay-Z, and Beyonce. Have they been looked into, by the way? Not only that, but we also know that besides Hollywood elites, there are a lot of political people. So what happened to that Epstein list? Right? It's not just about exposing. Let's hold these effers accountable. Have a wonderful day.